back to this video, and in this video I would be giving you some information on significance level. So when if you ever came across hypothesis and how to reject a hypothesis, if you were in that scenario or you came across those terminologies, then you would have known about significance level. So for those who don't know what is a significance level, here is some information. Let's get into it now. So a significance level is nothing but, it's very easy. I always remember it as the S. So significance, I keep in mind the other S's, which is nothing but how strong your sample supports your hypothesis. So whenever we generate an hypothesis, or in order to prove or to reject a hypothesis, we need sufficient evidence. Okay, let's say I want to reject a hypothesis or someone's statement, then I need enough of evidence in order to prove them false. So that is nothing but the significance level, the amount of support your sample provides to your hypothesis. So this is generally represented as alpha, and common significance level values are 0.05 or it can be 0.01. So whenever they say a significance level of 0.05 or 0.01, it's nothing but what they mean by is that a 0.05 significance level is nothing but a 5% or 0.01 a 1% risk. Okay, there is a risk that your sample and your entire analysis might lead to a negative outcome of rejecting the null hypothesis. Sometimes your null hypothesis may be true, but because of some incorrect data that was collected or incorrect decisions made, there might be a chance where there is the null hypothesis being rejected, the truth being rejected. So that's why they say that there'll be a 5% or 1% risk. So overall you have around 99% or 95% of accuracy. So the lesser the risk, then stronger the evidence should be. So in order to say that my test is going to be perfectly 100% right, it'll be 99.9% right, it means that your analysis and your data, your evidence has to be so accurate enough that there will never be a chance of rejecting, of a chance of providing incorrect results or providing any incorrect data. Okay, so a significance level is already predetermined before the test by the researcher. So if you see here, I'll give you an example. So a teacher at a school states that science group students score an average of 50% in their exams, and the headmaster doubts that students might be scoring higher than 50%. Okay, so if you would have seen a video that I would have taken about null and alternate hypothesis, I would have mentioned how do you separate or how do you categorize and represent a null and an alternate hypothesis. So here within this statement of ours, we have the null hypothesis, which is given as H null is equal to 50%, and the alternate hypothesis, which was set by the master, is the H alpha value, which is greater than 50%, because this is what needs to be proved. Okay, and if this is going to be proved, then the null hypothesis, we are trying to attempt to reject this and say that this is going to be the true value or the true situation. So this is about the null and the alternate hypothesis. Now when we talk about significance, and we know that it is significance level is how much your data or your sample supports your hypothesis. So when you have a sample in hand, when you have your data in hand, if the data is going after analysis, if it's going to support this particular hypothesis, saying that, let's say that in our problem we have the students, the alternate hypothesis stating that the students will score greater than 50%. Now according to the data, if it's going to prove that yes, the students have scored above 50%, then the alternate hypothesis is true, and therefore what the teacher had said was false. So you will accept the alternate hypothesis and you will reject the null hypothesis. So this is about your significance level. It's very easy. So whenever you remember significance, just remember that it is sampling supporting your hypothesis, SS. Okay, this is about your significance levels. So whenever your significant levels, or the risk you're going to take, or the risk of giving a wrong answer or a wrong decision being made, if it's going to be less, which means you're committing that your test is going to be really accurate, which means that your data and the evidence also has to be all the more stronger. So this is very easy. I simplified it really in a very simple manner. So if you found this video helpful, please do give this video a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed, please do subscribe to this channel, and also do share your feedbacks. Thank you.